Imagine trusting the one person closest to you, only to discover they planned your murder. Tonight, the cold shadow of betrayal that still walks free. Welcome to Cold Shadow Cases, where we drag the darkest, unsolved mysteries out of the shadows and into the light, whether the truth likes it or not. If you're new here, hit subscribe and ring the bell right now, because the stories we tell here will stay with you long after the lights go out. Tonight's case is one that will break your heart into pieces, make your blood run cold, and leave you asking the same question that has haunted detectives, neighbors, and an entire community for months. Why, after all this time, does the killer still walk free? August 29, 2025, Poplar Lane, South Melbourne, Brevard County, Florida. A quiet suburban street lined with modest single-story homes, palm trees swaying gently in the late summer breeze, families winding down for the night. Children tucked into bed with their favorite stuffed animals, parents locking doors, turning off lights, believing, like most of us do, that home is the safest place in the world. But inside one of those homes, something evil was already in motion. Around 12:30 a.m., at least one gunman forced entry. No alarm sounded, no barking dog, no warning. Gunshots ripped through the silence, sharp, sudden, deafening in the stillness of the night. A 2-year-old girl named Bles'Syn Lightner, bright-eyed, full of giggles, just beginning to string words together, the kind of child who could light up any room with her smile, was hit, fatally. Her grandparents, a 54-year-old man and a 48-year-old woman who had taken on the sacred responsibility of raising her, giving her the love, stability, and security every child deserves, were also shot. Both were rushed to Holmes Regional Medical Center in critical condition. Both survived the physical wounds, but the emotional wounds, those will never fully heal. The shooter fled into the darkness. No car was seen speeding away. No description of the suspect. No license plate. By the time police arrived, the house was pure chaos. A toddler lying lifeless in her bed. Adults bleeding, screaming, trying to make sense of the nightmare that had exploded into their lives. A family shattered in seconds. The Brevard County Sheriff's Office responded quickly and classified it as a homicide. But here is the part that will haunt you every time you think about this case. As of today, January 11th, 2026, more than 5 months later, there are still no arrests. No named suspects, no clear motive. This remains the only unsolved homicide from the entire year of 2025 in Brevard County, a county that saw just 24 homicides total that year. How does a gunman walk into a family home, kill a sleeping 2-year-old child, wound her grandparents, and disappear without leaving a single usable trace? Police say the intrusion was violent and deliberate, doors kicked in or windows forced open. Multiple shots were fired inside the home. Bles'Syn was struck once, fatally. The grandparents were hit but survived and cooperated fully from the very beginning. They were quickly and definitively ruled out as suspects. Crime scene technicians worked through the night, collecting evidence, photographing every inch of the house, trying to piece together what happened in those terrifying moments. Neighbors were canvassed door to door. Surveillance footage from nearby homes and businesses was pulled, but in a quiet residential neighborhood like Poplar Lane, cameras are few and far between. Witnesses heard the gunshots, sharp cracks that echoed through the night, but saw nothing. No fleeing vehicle, no suspicious person running down the street. A $5,000 reward was quickly offered for information leading to an arrest and conviction. The anonymous tip line remains open to this day. Yet, silence. Theories began circulating almost immediately in the community and online. Was it the wrong house? A tragic case of mistaken identity in the middle of the night? Was it targeted? Did someone inside that home have enemies? Old debts? Personal disputes? Hidden rivalries? Or was it gang-related violence that somehow spilled over into a quiet suburban street? Or was it something completely random, a break-in that escalated into imaginable horror? Brevard County had enjoyed a relatively peaceful year in 2025, only 24 homicides total across the entire county. This one stands alone as the only unsolved. And it's the one that hurts the most, because the victim was 2 years old, an innocent child who never had a chance to grow up, never had a chance to go to kindergarten, to make friends, to learn how to ride a bike, to fall in love, to live any kind of full life. Purple balloons and stuffed animals soon appeared tied to the fence outside the home, a heartbreaking memorial that still stands today in January 2026. Neighbors bring fresh flowers, they light candles, they leave teddy bears. But no one has come forward with the one piece of information that could finally bring justice. Now let's talk about the family, because this isn't just another crime statistic on a police report. This is real people whose lives were torn apart in the most brutal way imaginable. The grandparents, a 54-year-old man and a 48-year-old woman, were not just babysitting that night. They were Bles'Syn's primary caregivers. They had taken her in from infancy, raised her with endless love, given her the stability and warmth every child needs to feel safe in this world. They were everything. She was theirs. They were shot in the bedroom where the attack happened. Both were rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Both underwent emergency surgery. Both survived the physical trauma. But the emotional trauma, that is a wound that will never close. Imagine waking up to gunshots in your own home. Imagine the terror of realizing your grandchild, the little girl you tucked in just hours earlier, the child you sang lullabies to every night, the child you dreamed of watching grow up, graduate, get married, is lying lifeless beside you. Imagine the guilt that crashes over you like a wave every single morning. What if we had locked the door differently? What if we had installed a better alarm system? What if we had moved somewhere safer years ago? What if we had heard the intruder sooner? Those questions replay in their minds every hour of every day. They can't escape them. The grandparents are healing physically, slowly, painfully, but emotionally they are shattered. They wake up every morning to an empty house that once echoed with a toddler's laughter, her tiny footsteps running down the hallway, her voice calling Nana or Papa. Now it's silent. They see her toys still scattered in the living room where she used to play, her favorite blanket still folded on the couch, her little shoes by the door, shoes she will never wear again. Every single item is a knife to the heart. The family has remained largely silent in public. No media interviews, no press conferences. But those close to the case say the pain is unbearable. They cry themselves to sleep. They avoid the bedroom where it happened. They can't bring themselves to pack away their things. The grandparents have lost the center of their universe. Their days are now filled with grief counseling, survivor support groups, and the endless wait for justice that never seems to come. Neighbors have rallied in small, beautiful ways. They bring meals. They mow the lawn. They sit with the grandparents when the grief becomes too heavy to carry alone. But no amount of support can fill the hole left by a 2-year-old child. Investigators have spoken openly about how cases involving small children summon an extra level of emotional energy from everyone involved. Officers lose sleep. They carry the weight of a child's life cut short. They feel the anger, the helplessness, the burning need for justice. Yet even they have no answers. The autopsy confirmed what everyone feared: a single fatal gunshot wound. No robbery, no signs of sexual assault, nothing taken from the home. This wasn't a break-in that spiraled out of control. This was intentional, targeted, and the person who pulled the trigger is still out there. So let's ask the questions that keep investigators, the family, and all of us awake at night. Why, after more than 5 months, is there still no suspect? Was critical evidence missed or mishandled in those first chaotic hours? Is someone in the community afraid to speak out? Does someone know exactly who did this and they're protecting them out of fear, loyalty, or something far worse? Or was it a professional hit? Clean, fast, no traces left behind. The silence is deafening. The reward is still active. The tip line is still open. Purple balloons still sway in the breeze outside that house on Poplar Lane, and the family still waits for answers. They wait for the day someone finally steps forward and says the name that could end their nightmare. They wait for the cold shadow finally lifts. But until that day comes, the question remains: why does justice remain so far out of reach? This case reminds us, darkness hides in plain sight, even in the quietest neighborhoods, even in the safest homes. A 2-year-old girl should be safe in her bed. A family should be able to protect the ones they love. Yet here we are, 5 months later, with a killer still walking free. If this story chilled you, if it made you angry, if it made you hug your children a little tighter tonight, then like this video, subscribe to Cold Shadow Cases, and hit the bell so you never miss another unsolved horror. Drop your theory in the comments below. Wrong house, targeted revenge, something more sinister. Who do you think did this, and why haven't they been caught? Your comment might spark the conversation that finally brings answers.